Picture this. You walk into a room and without saying a word, without trying to impress anyone, you become the person everyone wants to understand. Not because you're the loudest or the most desperate for attention, but because there's something mysteriously compelling about you that others can't quite figure out. What if I told you that the secret to becoming irresistibly attractive isn't about chasing, begging, or showering someone with attention? What if the real power lies in doing the complete opposite? Today, we're going to shatter everything you think you know about attraction and reveal the psychological principles that make certain people absolutely magnetic. Here's the brutal truth most people refuse to accept. The human mind doesn't crave what's always available. It obsesses over what feels just out of reach. Think about it. When was the last time you desperately wanted something that was handed to you on a silver platter? Never. But that limited edition item, that exclusive opportunity, that person who seems interested but not completely available, that's what keeps you up at night. This isn't manipulation, it's psychology. And understanding these principles will transform how people see you, respond to you, and yes, become drawn to you in ways they can't even explain. We're going to explore 4 powerful psychological principles that create genuine, lasting attraction. These aren't tricks or games. They're fundamental truths about human nature that, when understood and applied authentically, will revolutionize your relationships. Let's start with the most counterintuitive truth. Scarcity creates desire. Every valuable thing in this world, gold, diamonds, genuine friendships, meaningful opportunities, shares one common trait. They're rare. They're not available to everyone, everywhere, all the time. Now here's where most people get it wrong. They think showing more interest, giving more attention, and being more available will make them more attractive. But think about your own experience. When someone is always available, always responding immediately, always rearranging their life for you, how do you feel about them? Comfortable, sure. But obsessed? Hardly. The people who captivate us are those who have full, rich lives. They have boundaries. They have priorities that don't revolve around us. And paradoxically, this makes us want their attention even more. This doesn't mean being cold or playing games. It means genuinely having a life worth living. Pursuits that excite you, goals that drive you, standards that matter to you. When you're genuinely engaged with your own life, you naturally become less available, and that natural scarcity becomes magnetic. Here's the key. You can't fake this. If you're just pretending to be busy while secretly waiting by your phone, people sense that desperation. But when you're genuinely invested in becoming the best version of yourself, when you have real passion projects and meaningful relationships, that authentic engagement with life becomes incredibly attractive. Here's something fascinating about human psychology. We're more interested in books with missing pages than complete stories. Most people make the mistake of revealing everything about themselves immediately. They share their entire life story on the first meeting, spill all their thoughts and feelings, thinking that transparency equals connection. But consider this. What keeps you engaged with a TV series? Is it the episodes where everything is explained or the ones that leave you with burning questions? The most captivating people in history understood this. They revealed just enough to spark curiosity, but always left something to discover. Not because they were deceptive, but because they understood that curiosity is the engine of fascination. This means being selective about what you share and when. It means having depth, layers of interests, experiences, and thoughts that can't be understood in one conversation. It means being comfortable with pauses, with not filling every silence with words. Think of yourself as a fascinating book. You want people to read the first chapter and immediately want to know what happens next. But if you give away the entire plot in the first few pages, why would anyone keep reading? The goal isn't to be mysterious for the sake of being mysterious. It's to be genuinely interesting, to have enough depth and complexity that people can spend time with you and still discover new things about who you are. Here's a truth that might sting. People are not attracted to emotional chaos. They're attracted to emotional strength. We live in a world that celebrates expressing every feeling immediately. Follow your heart. Let it all out. Wear your emotions on your sleeve. But here's what nobody tells you. This approach often repels the very people you're trying to attract. Think about the people you most admire. Are they the ones who are constantly reactive, emotional, and unstable? Or are they the ones who remain calm under pressure, who think before they speak, who have a quiet confidence that doesn't need to prove itself? Emotional mastery doesn't mean suppressing your feelings. It means being the captain of your emotional ship instead of being tossed around by every wave. It means feeling deeply but responding thoughtfully. When you can remain centered while others are losing their composure. When you can stay focused on your goals while others get distracted by drama. When you can listen without immediately reacting. You become rare. And rare is attractive. This creates a powerful dynamic. While others are seeking validation and approval, you're grounded in your own sense of worth. While others are trying to manage other people's emotions, you're managing your own. This self-possession is magnetic because it's so uncommon. Practice this. Before reacting to anything, take a breath. Ask yourself, what response would serve me in this situation best? This simple pause between stimulus and response is where your power lives. Every interaction is essentially a meeting of two different worlds, two different sets of values, priorities, and ways of seeing things. The question is, whose world will dominate? Most people don't even realize this dynamic exists. They automatically adapt to whatever environment they're in, changing their opinions, behavior, and even their personality based on who they're with. But the most attractive people do something different. They bring their world with them wherever they go. This isn't about being stubborn or inflexible. It's about having such a clear sense of who you are and what you stand for that your presence naturally influences the energy of any room you enter. Think about leaders you admire, artists who've changed the world, or even people in your personal life who just seem to have that something special. They don't adapt to fit. And they have such a strong sense of self that others are drawn into their way of seeing things. Here's how this applies to attraction. When you have strong frame control, you don't chase approval or validation. You don't change your standards to make others comfortable. You don't abandon your goals to accommodate someone else's whims. Instead, you live according to your values so consistently that others start to orbit around your energy. They begin to see the world through your lens. They start adopting your standards, your way of thinking, even your vocabulary. This isn't about dominance in an aggressive sense. It's about having such a compelling vision for your life that others want to be part of it. Now here's where everything comes together. These four principles, scarcity, mystery, emotional mastery, and frame control, aren't separate tactics. They're interconnected aspects of what I call authentic magnetism. When you genuinely have a full, purposeful life, you naturally become scarce. When you're deep and complex as a person, you naturally become mysterious. When you've developed emotional strength, you naturally have better frame control. And when you have strong frame control, you naturally command respect and attention. The beauty of this approach is that it's sustainable. You're not pretending to be someone you're not or playing exhausting games. You're simply becoming the most attractive version of yourself. But here's the crucial part. This isn't about changing yourself to attract one specific person. It's about becoming the kind of person who attracts the right people naturally and authentically. This means investing in yourself, your skills, your interests, your character. It means setting and maintaining boundaries. It means developing genuine confidence that comes from competence and self-respect, not from external validation. When you embody these principles authentically, something magical happens. You stop needing to chase anyone because you become worth chasing. You stop trying to convince people of your value because your value becomes obvious. You stop playing games because your genuine self becomes the most attractive thing about you. So here's your challenge. For the next 30 days, focus on becoming rather than getting. Instead of asking, how can I attract someone? Ask, how can I become genuinely attractive? Invest in yourself. Develop new skills. Pursue interests that genuinely excite you. Set boundaries and stick to them. Practice emotional regulation. Build a life so interesting and fulfilling that you become naturally scarce and naturally mysterious. The paradox of attraction is this. The moment you stop needing it desperately is the moment you become truly magnetic. When you're complete within yourself, when you have your own mission and your own standards, when you've developed genuine confidence and emotional strength, that's when you become irresistible. Stop chasing. Start becoming. The right people will be drawn to the authentic, powerful person you're becoming. And the wrong people? Well, you won't need them anyway. Your transformation starts now. The question isn't whether these principles work. The question is whether you'll have the discipline and patience to embody them authentically. The choice is yours. Stay ordinary or become magnetic. The world is waiting to see what you'll choose.